What is going on, everybody? You know what time it is. It is time to transform your mindset. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in to another episode of Transformational Mindset, where we use our experience, our knowledge, our struggles, and our lessons and turn them into a message of hope, positive change, and success. I personally believe that everything that we accomplish in life or what we don't accomplish in life is a direct result of our own mindset. How we think about something will determine how we feel about it, and how we feel will decide our behaviors and the actions that we take, which in turn decides what we manifest. Having a positive mindset starts the process. Following that up with positive action, you cannot lose. So with all of that said, I'm proud to introduce my amazing panel of co-hosts, starting with my boy Jay, my boy Drew. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, dude?
Yeah, man. JB's not here tonight, so it's like I usually say JB, Drew, and then Sugar Rose, but it just kind of. So we got my brother Drew in the house and our only female co-host, Sugar Rose. So welcome to another episode, everybody. Man, long week, long weekend. We are back in the house, ready to go. Drew, how was your week, bro? How was the weekend?
Dude, it was absolutely amazing. I got to participate out in the Vet Life for Life event, the 22K for 22. Absolutely amazing people that turned out. A lot of love, a lot of support that came in. Other than that, life's been good. I'm transforming my mindset into the right direction, and I will say, in the past 12 years, I have never been happier.
Man, that's awesome, bro. 12 years never happier. That's good. That's good stuff. Sugar Rose, how was your weekend? How's your week? How's things been going with you?
Hey, things have been great. I myself was also at the Vet Life for Life 22K, and it was just such a humbling, incredible experience to be able to be there, to be able to meet so many amazing people, to be able to speak and sing for everybody. I had an absolute blast. And you know what? We touched hearts. We touched people's lives that night and that day. And those are things that, I'm just going to take with me for the rest of my life and always appreciate every person that I meet.
Absolutely. And actually, to be honest, that was both of your guys' first, that was your debut, right? Like that was your first public speaking in an open forum like that.
It was.
Yeah.
My heart was being a little fast at times, but you know what? It's all right. I just let everything just take over.
Absolutely. I can't tell you how many times I get up there and I want to just throw up because like it's just the nerves every time. It don't matter how I've done it probably 17 times now. And I still, every time I get up there, I go, breathe. Like I got this,
Just picture everybody naked. You'll be good.
I tried that. I got really grossed out.
I might have gotten a little nauseous right before I spoke, but yeah. Anyways,
but it was definitely fun. I'll tell you, listen, I've been doing this, like I said, we talked about it earlier. I've done this 4 times now. This was our 4th annual, and I love doing it. It's hard. It's hard, though. It's hard to get people involved. It's hard to find the right month. It's hard to find the right time, but like we talk about, like we're going to talk about tonight, consistency is key, man. As long as I keep going and keep trying and getting the right people and just not give up, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I believe, the people that I'm working with now, got you guys in my life. I got so many new people in my life. I think we just can't fail, bro. Like we just, it just keep trying, keep working hard every day. And it's going to work. It's going to work. So I'm really excited about next year. I'm not going to spill any secrets right now, but yeah. So we're definitely excited and looking forward to our 5th annual. So y'all prepare for that. I can give you the date. We are going to be doing it in October. I'm not going to tell you the date yet because stuff changes, but we'll say October of 2023. Be ready. So
see, the fifth annual is always one you can't disappoint on.
Number 5, man. Number 5. So it's
it's
good stuff from there. So it's gotta work out. But with all that said, man, I know we've been doing a lot of talking these past couple of weeks, man. We transformational mindset, right? We want to help people transform their mindset into a positive, a way of life. I truly believe, and I even say it in my book, and I said it in the intro, I believe that our mindset controls every aspect of our life. I believe that if you can have everything in the world, but if you have a negative mindset, you're not going to win, because that's the way we think is exactly like I said. The way we think is going to be how we feel, and then how we feel is going to determine on our actions that we take. If we feel down, we feel bad, then you're going to act the same way. So, but there's a lot of other things, and we talk about tools last week and the week before, Drew. We talk a lot about, you know, key tools and different techniques on how to help people. And some of the things we've been doing is reading out of my book, Veteran Mindset 2.0. And if you guys haven't got that book yet, you guys can find it on Amazon. And these guys have read it. Lots of other people have read it. But one of those keys is being kind to yourself. And I think that's a very important tool, right? Very important key that you need to do in life. Like you can be nice to everybody in the world, but if you're not nice to you, then you're never going to succeed, because you have to believe in yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to take care of yourself. And if you're the type of person like we are, all three of us have dedicated our lives to help other people. But if we don't take care of us, then it's not going to leave room for us to take care of other people, because we're just not going to have the energy for it. Right. We're going to burn ourselves out. So
can I reflect on that, Sean? Can I reflect on that real quick?
Absolutely.
And you know, this means a lot to me because we just had our conversation. And it's not to take everything, y'all. The step I just took was big for me. And it took a lot out of me. And I didn't believe in myself at first. I knew I needed to take this move, but I didn't believe in myself. And that's when I was second guessing. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and go back on, okay, I'm not going to leave. I'm staying here. And I didn't believe in myself. I wasn't kind to myself over it and telling myself and reassuring myself everything is going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to make it through this. I didn't have that. It was me putting it out there by myself and being like, hey, what if this happens? What if that happens? All the negative came until I finally reached out. And it was the VLF family that got me through what I was going through, between Trey, Coop, Boss, McGee, a lot of people reassuring me, until I finally saw it myself and I showed myself that satisfaction and that love and reassured myself, you got this. Everything is going to be okay. You're going to make it through this. You need to do this. This is what you're meant to do. And it was showing myself that love, that you're going to be okay. And love is reassurance. Love is that support system that you have. And whether it's being shown from you or other people, I was shown it through so many other people that I really didn't accept this until I believed it myself, and I reassured myself, and I loved myself for what I was doing.
Absolutely.
Would you say that a lot of people that get to a point in life where you've been down so much, and we talked about a little bit about last week about being conditioned, but do you believe that we could be conditioned to a point where we can't even take compliments?
I do, 110%, 110%, because I lived my life so many years like that I'd have the reassurance and the compliments from my family, but I didn't see it and I didn't believe it because I didn't have that love for myself. I didn't believe in myself. And no matter what you hear from everybody else, if you don't love and believe in yourself, nothing else in your life will have any meaning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was sitting there looking at the book and I'm like, build yourself up with confidence and allow others to compliment you as well. And that's so true, man. If we don't allow, like I remember in Sugar Rose, I know you can probably speak on this as well, because I heard your story and about, you know, a lot of the stuff you've been through, you know, just with being the bullied and stuff like that in your life. But you know, getting so used to people putting you down, you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that. You start to believe that stuff. You really believe that you're not good enough. And then when you have people that come around in your life that say, hey, Sugar, you are amazing, you are good enough, you're like, are you crazy? Like, who are you talking about? Right.
And you know, it takes a lot to get there. You know, I went for years and years and years. So let's for instance say this. I used to sing when I was younger. When I was 13, 14, I was in choirs, I was in talent shows, I did all kinds of amazing stuff. I enjoyed it. I loved it. It was my passion. I thought, I'm going to go on America's Top, American Idol one day, and I'm going to do all this, right? Well, I ended up doing a talent show where I lost, and, you know, I didn't win first place. And I was told by one person, you're just not good enough. And I took that with me throughout the years as I got older, and everything with that one comment made me believe that I wasn't good enough at anything. I wasn't good enough in a relationship. I wasn't good enough to sing. I wasn't good enough to push forward with any of my dreams. Like my dream was to be a marine biologist, but I was terrible in math. I ain't gonna lie, I'm still terrible in math. I don't have to tell
Join
anybody.
the club.
But like I always came up with the whole I'm not good enough to ever try to be a marine biologist because I'm not smart enough,
Right.
And so that one comment harbored with me for years, and I allowed it into my life, into my relationships, into my mindset, into everything that I am as a person. And that's how I grew for so long until finally somebody stopped me one day and said, you have this opportunity here and you have this talent here, or you have a voice that people listen to. And that I finally had to stop saying that I'm not good enough and start listening to my inner voice, to my soul, to my heart, basically to say that, you know what, Susie Sugar, you are good enough. You can do things. You can be a voice.
That brings me another question, and you guys probably heard me say this a bunch of times. Well, anyways, before I get to that, I'm going to save that question. But you're absolutely right. Building yourself up, it doesn't matter. You can have 1,000 people. This is what's weird. I'm going to ask it. Like, why can we have 50 people say that you're amazing, and it takes one person to say something negative to you, and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. Like, I've been there. I've had, why?
we live in a negativity bias. We live with the negative before the positive. So many people are wired that way to think of the negative no matter what. So you hear that one comment, these people over here might say, you're amazing, you're wonderful, you'll go far, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But this one person over here says, I doubt it. You're going to listen to that one person.
You're up there singing on stage, singing your heart out, man. You can have, 20 people in the audience say, Sugar Rose, you did amazing. And then that one guy like walks up to you and goes, you just don't got it. I just don't think you got it. Right. You're going to take that to the bank. You're going to take that to the bank a whole lot faster than everybody that give you credit. That's why it's so important to build yourself up with your own confidence and say, you know what?
Absolutely.
It's not that I don't value your opinion. Okay. Like, you know what? I hear people say it all the time. I don't care what you think. Let's just be real. That's not true. That's not true. Right. We do care what you think. I cares. Do care. Yeah. We all care, right? You can't be biased to yourself and say, I'm only going to care about the good comments, but I'm not going to care about the bad comments. Like, we all care. Right. We're human. That's our emotions. I mean, I know there's people that really don't care about nothing, but I think it's good to take that, like we talked about a minute ago, Drew, like you got to be able to take that criticism. You got to be able to take even, what's the other word? There's criticism, and then there's, I can't even think of it right now. Like good
constructive
feedback.
criticism.
Constructive criticism. Yeah. Taking that and you just got to be able to take that. And the fact is, man, we're not going to please everybody. Yeah. Not everybody's going to like us. There's people, believe it or not, don't like me. There's a lot of people that don't like me, and it is okay because, they'll judge you for whatever. They don't might not like the way you dress or the way you look or the way you talk or where you're from. And you're going to find whatever reason they don't like about you. And no matter how good you are, they're going to say you ain't good enough. And then we all know why, because there's people that are so miserable in their own life that they want to see you fail. Yes. So they're going to tell you things that they don't believe in themselves. So why are they going to believe in you? So it's very important to say, you know what? Well, I may value your opinion. I might listen to your opinion, and you might say I'm not good enough. But as long as I think I am, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to get better, and I'm going to get to the point where, maybe one day you will like me or think I'm good enough, or maybe one day you won't, whatever. But I do believe it's up to us. It's up to us.
Right.
Acknowledge your greatness. Acknowledge how great you are. Acknowledge all the work that you put in. Right.
Here's the thing a friend of mine told me a while ago, and it's not about earning their respect, because I will say this: people can hate you for what you do. They can have feeling, or they can dislike you for what you do. That shows that they still have feelings for you. They still have feelings, and they care about what you're doing and what you think, because that's their opinion. If somebody didn't care, if somebody didn't have those feelings, they wouldn't give you that acknowledgement. They wouldn't give you that. And to have that should show that you should have that self-love and motivation, because that means that those people that dislike you still have feelings about you. They still
Mhm.
care because they're voicing into their opinion about you.
Yep.
Even when it comes down to the word hate,
Right.
for someone to hate you means they still have feelings about you.
That's
It
right.
means they still have feelings for you.
That's
And
right,
they
Drew.
still care in a way. They're just not
Yeah.
showing it in the right way.
Hate
And
is an
that's
emotion.
where we need to realize that
Yeah.
self-love comes in, because it's not about earning their
Oh,
success.
absolutely.
It's
Mhm.
not about earning their respect or earning their love. Because at the end of the day, as long as you love yourself
Mhm.
and you show yourself that love, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter anybody else's opinion. And I'll tell you this, Sugar Rose, me and my mom were walking out because she was tired at the event. The minute you started singing,
Mhm.
me and my mom turned around and sat back down. Your voice
Aw.
was just
Thank you.
absolutely amazing when you were singing Hurt. And me and my mom were walking out. We were in the lobby and we heard you start singing, and both of us turned
Mhm.
around at the same time and came and sat back down.
Mhm. A
Thank
lot of
So
people
you.
listen. A
I
lot of people
appreciate
respect
that.
that.
it's
Yeah.
not about the hate that other people have for us, because we turn that
Yeah.
into love and we turn that into motivation.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
like how
And
you said that hate is
that's exactly what I was going to say. Motivation. Yes.
I like how you said hate is a feeling, because it is. Hate is still, they have a feeling for you because it is. Hate is still an emotion.
Mhm.
So if somebody hates you, they have an
Yeah.
emotion towards you, which still shows that they're emotionally involved enough to hate you. So if you hate somebody, if you hate
Yes.
me to a point where you're showing it or saying it, holy smokes, I'm definitely
Yeah.
written space in your head.
And that means
So
it's some form or fashion they care. It may not be a positive care, it could be a negative care, but they care about what's going on in your life. And when they always say, when you get to the point where even in relationships, people are so angry at each other, I hate you, they don't hate each other.
No.
It's really, it's that I'm so angry, I'm so hurt, I'm so upset. But as soon as that's gone, that's when you know you've grown. When you can look at someone and you can say, you know what? I love you. Even though
Yep.
you've hurt me, even though you've done this, even though this has happened, or you talk me down, or you treat me like shit, or cut me down and whatever. I love you, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to become the best version of myself that I can be.
Well,
And that's why you use that as that motivation.
we know the term
And
of
that's
killing
where
with
hate comes
kindness,
in.
kill them with kindness.
Yep. And that's where hate comes in, because it's showing that emotion towards somebody else. But at the same time, showing that hate, you don't accept yourself. You don't love yourself. And once you come to those terms of agreement of, hey, you know what? I have this hate because I do care. And once you can admit that, is the minute that you can start loving yourself. The minute that you can put that hate aside, that you can put that anger aside. The only way you're going to be able to love and care about yourself is by putting all those negative emotions aside and bringing the positivity in. And that's the only time that you're going to start loving yourself.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And I will say that's how I learned to push forward, how to look at the glass as half full, to be able to say, like, I could be so angry and hurt and pissed and want to, never see you again or let you drive off a cliff, one of the two, But when I got to the point where I was able to say, you know what? Yeah, you've hurt me, you've done this and you've done that, but you've also helped me to grow. You've helped me to learn. You've helped me to motivate myself to push better, to become who I want to become. So instead of being angry and hating you or having those feelings, I never allowed myself to get to a point of hatred, no matter how bad someone has hurt me or done me wrong or violated my trust or anything. I've never allowed myself to hate. And when I've gotten to the point where I have felt like I could just hate this person with the bottom of my soul, that's when I started to love them. I may not love them as wanting them in my life, but I love them
You love them as a human being, as a person.
Exactly.
Right. There's another piece in here that we talk about being kind to yourself, and something we haven't discussed is when we make mistakes, or when we do things that we're not proud of, or if we make a bad decision. A lot of times we beat ourselves up way too much. I know I do. I know there's a lot of times because I don't know, I'm sort of a perfectionist, and when I'm doing something, I expect it to be perfect. I want it to be absolutely right. I don't want any mistakes. And so when I make mistakes, I tend to beat myself up. I'll actually beat myself up more than I will anybody else. You know, you might piss me off and I might say something,
Right.
but I will not do you the way I'm gonna do myself. Like I used to
You're your
anyways,
own
you know,
worst enemy.
you idiot, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, get your head together. Like, I will beat myself up, or I used to do it really bad. Um, so the point is, we've got to give ourselves a break. We got to give ourselves, you know, and realize we make mistakes. It's okay. We fuck up sometimes. We make bad decisions, and can't let it affect us. You know what I mean? And so that's how we grow, and that's how we learn, and that's all, you know. And I think just that's another way of self-care. I think that's another way of saying, you know what? Okay, I made a mistake, but it's okay. But if somebody else can't, you know, kind of see that, then it's on them. Because as long as I forgive myself, or as long as I realize that it's okay to mess up, then I'm good with it. I'm good with it. And I think that's another form of that. And I'm sure you guys have examples of, you know, beating yourself up when you mess up.
And it's how we grow. It's how we grow, realizing our mistakes and loving ourselves for our mistakes. It's what we take from those mistakes that we make in our life that makes us who we are today, and that helps us to love ourselves as long as we can realize those mistakes that we've made and learn from them. It's if we can take something out of anything, it's not the mistakes that others have made. It's not what our parents try to teach us. It's the experiences that we've had in life. And as long as, whether it's a negative or positive, as long as we can walk away from those experiences and still love ourselves, that's what matters.
Absolutely. I agree. And I, trust me, I have gone through more than enough mistakes in my life. I have made some poor decisions in different areas in my life. And you know, I've learned to forgive myself. I've learned to say, you know what? There is nobody in this world is human that is perfect. Like there is so many things that, you know, people can say, well, I'm perfect and I'm this and I'm that and I have no issues. Those are the people that have the most issues. But
those
you know,
are the ones that are screwing up all the time.
is nobody that's perfect. Right? Exactly. And you know, I've accepted my mistakes, and I've been, instead of being angry, like, shit, I did something dumb again, or son of a bitch, I did this again, I shouldn't have done this. You know, instead I'll go in and I'll be like, okay, what did I learn from this? What did I learn from this? Even though this is the 5th time I've done it, and you know, maybe the 6th is the winner. What did I learn this time that I'm going to do different next time? And then I take that and with me as baby steps and grow through that, and be able to make a little bit of a better decision the next time, as long as I listen.
I totally understand. Absolutely. And I love the fact where I wrote, never allow others to put you down. Once you accept how amazing you are, no one can hurt you or bring you down. Walk away and ignore haters. That's very important of self-love and self-care is like the whole time we've been talking about, just learn to accept yourself. Once you accept you for you, once you accept who you are and realize, you know what, this is who I am. And it is what it is. Nobody can hurt me because of what you think about me. And we just have to remember to walk away from that and allow people to have that power over us. And so another thing, I don't know if you guys read on Be Kind to Yourself, is I changed that whole thing, treat others how you want to be treated. I changed it to treat yourself the way you want others treat yourself the way you would want others to treat you, because we tend to treat ourselves much worse than we do others. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. But I was thinking when I was writing this, and I was going, you know what? I literally treat other people better than I treat myself. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how many people do that, but I know I do it. I will treat you way better than I treat myself. There is times that I should have not have let people, you know, because I have a kind heart. I have two sides. One, I will give you everything in the world as long as I don't lose my temper, right? Like once I lose my temper, then it's like a whole different ballgame. Right? But it takes a while to get to that level. But for the most part, I get people that will take advantage of you. People will run you over. People, you know, because we are nice, kind people, and most people that are that type, we're kind souls. And so we don't want to hurt people. We don't want to take advantage of people. And so we will almost take it and then go home and beat ourselves up for taking it. So I think if you're listening to this podcast
Yeah.
right now, you need to treat yourself the same way you treat other people. If you're
If
treating other
not,
people
if not
better than you're treating yourself, then there's a problem. You've got to start treating yourself just as good, or not better. Actually, better. You should
Yeah.
be treating yourself better. We should all treat ourselves better because, like I said from the very beginning, if we don't treat ourselves, give ourselves the worth that we deserve, then one day we're going to burn out and we're not going to have anything else to give.
And
Right.
I've been there.
And
I've been there. I will admit, I've been
Yep.
there to the point to where I put myself out there so much, I forgot about myself. I forgot about self-care.
Yeah.
I forgot about self-love, and I burnt out. And there was a time where I will say I went into a place and I locked myself in my apartment with the blackouts closed for about a week, just over a week. It was just over a week. It was 8 days. And I remembered me. And I remembered that I need that self-care. I need that self-love to be able to help somebody else. And that's the whole thing. It's if we're operating on a glass half full and we're not loving ourselves, we're not going to be able to help anybody else.
That's right.
It's having that love and appreciation for ourselves and that self-worth that we're going to be able to help other people.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and I'm
bring
even
up
guilty of
another
that
point, but I won't.
sometimes.
Yeah, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, Sugar Rose, go ahead and follow
Oh
that
no.
up, and I had another point that I was gonna bring up, but yeah, you're lagging a little bit, so it's kind of the transition's
Sorry.
a little slow. That's okay. That's okay. I forgot.
No, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that sometimes as well. I want so much to help people. I want so much to make a difference. I have so many people that come to me that want to talk to me that need somebody, that just need to know that someone's there, and I try to be there all the time. And a lot of times I do put myself on the back burner. Don't think about my mental
Mm-hmm.
health. I don't think about my light, my energy, and the fact that so many people may need you, and that's important. And of course it's okay, but at the same time, like you said, you can't fill from an empty cup. You can't be someone else's light if you don't have any to give. And I really do run into that more than I should. And I really need to be better about self-care for myself and being able to, help myself and do like that pause and reset and, have that time to be able to do that.
So real quick, I had 3 people that approached me this weekend, Sean, from the VLF family. And all 3 of them said the same thing. I'm not going to get emotional. Charlie, Boss, McGee, and Coop. All 3 told me that this weekend and reminded me.
That's good. That's good. I mean, you surround yourself with good people, man. That's pretty much what it boils down to, is surrounding yourself with the kind of people that you are. And it is very important to do that. And you'll know it because you'll see the kind of people you're with. Are they dragging you down? Are they holding you down? Are they supporting you? Are they telling you good, positive stuff? That's the kind of people that you need to be around. Is the same. That's when my life changed, bro. My life started changing when I started hanging out with people that was kind of like me. They had passion. They wanted to help people. They wanted to make a difference one way or another. We might all have different ways we do it, but as long as you're in the business of saving lives, is what I call it. You're right. We're in the business of saving lives, or I like to say, helping transform mindsets, right? And get them into a positive mindset, and realizing that no matter how hard the situation is, no matter what they're going through, it's all about this. It's all about how you think about it. We can have bad days and bad things happen to us, but if we think positive and we think it will get better, it will get better. It will. It just will.
Yes.
Yes. I've never met nobody that's been through a storm that lasted forever, right? Storms don't last. They just don't. They can last a long time, but they don't last forever. Right. One of the things I wanted to get.
The sun always shines after the storm.
That's right. That's right. It always does. Always does. One of the ways that you can do this, learning to be kind to yourself and loving yourself, is positive thoughts, being positive to yourself, your affirmations, waking up, reminding yourself your worthiness. Focusing on what makes you happy, what keeps you alive and continue to fight, what inspires you on a day-to-day life, family, friends, purpose, passion. Like, what are the things that keep you moving every day? And that'll help you love yourself. That'll help you take care of yourself because you know what your passion is. And that's what keeps me going every single day is when I lay down at night, I think about what I'm going to do tomorrow to help somebody. How can I make something better? What can I do tomorrow? What kind of video can I make? What kind of quote can I come up with on Facebook? What can I do tomorrow that's going to inspire somebody? And that's what keeps me going every single day. And I think when you find that and you start focusing on yourself, that's how you be kind to yourself, because you're fueling yourself with the stuff you love, your family, the passion, the things that you love to do. If you guys want to touch on that, you guys can go ahead. Positive thoughts daily. What do you feel about that?
I personally think that's incredible. I think daily affirmation yourself is so important. You know, telling yourself that you're a great person, telling yourself that you're doing the right thing, telling yourself that, you know, you're continuing to push forward and that it's okay to take a pause, you know, telling yourself it's okay that you're not going to be there today. You're take a step back and you're going to have time for you. I know for me personally, I meditate. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, it's magical. And it's, you know, I'm an empath. I'm very empathic. I suck in the emotions of people around me. And so do you guys. So we deal on a daily basis with emotions everywhere, at the gas station, at the store, at work, wherever you're at. All of that attaches to you. And as that attaches to you, it can start to weigh you down throughout the day. And then as you're having to talk to somebody because there's someone reaching out or there's something else going on, little bits and pieces of your energy is going to the person and that person's energy is coming to you. So you're getting inundated with all of that. So I really try to meditate and relax and really just kind of it sounds crazy, but, you know, sound, body, and mind, and be able to just kind of come back and release the energy that I've dealt with for the day. And I know it sounds nuts, but I'm telling you, where, you know, you release all of that and you start fresh and you be able to have a clean slate to start with. That for me is a big one. Positive affirmations and just, you know, looking in the mirror every morning and saying, you know what? You're a fucking rock star. You got this. You're going to make this happen. You're going to keep pushing forward and you have a purpose here and you are changing lives. You know, for me, that's kind of my affirmations that I do for myself. And I'm working on the whole physical self-care side of things, but more of it's more like
that's the one thing I would say is that a lot of people say they have that positive mindset, and we do, but are you where you need to be? Are we really where we need to be? And I actually said something the other day to somebody. I was like, you know what? I'm growing, but I'm not I got to admit it, man. I am not at that. I don't think I'm at that 2-point level fully, because if I was, everything about me would be in tune perfectly. Like my body would be right, not just my mindset. I'd be eating right. I'd be, you know, I feel like everything that we do, mind, body, soul, right, it's all got to be in, you know, perfectly lined up to have that perfect mindset, that perfect, you know, 2.0 mindset. Not that we're not going to have bad days and think like fuck every once in a while or get angry, but, you know, how can you be 100 pounds overweight and say that you're living your best life? You really just don't. It's just a fact. You just don't, because I just feel like you're overweight, you eat too much, you probably got depression, and you probably eating the things you shouldn't eat. So obviously there's something unhealthy there going on in your life that causes you to be overweight. So what I'm getting at is, I'm not knocking anybody because I'm overweight, but what I'm saying is, if I was perfectly where I needed to be, I feel like my body would be in tune with my mind. And so as long as you are focusing on that and growing to get better, then it's okay, right? You just gotta, but you just gotta accept that and say, yeah, right. We gotta get tuned up, right?
It's body, mind, and soul. It's body, mind, and soul. Trifecta.
Yes,
and that is where self-care, self-worth, self-love comes in. The only way you're going to hit the trifecta is self-care, self-love, and self-worth. And like I do, like we were talking about earlier, it's the daily affirmations. I've got Post-it notes in my room. I've got Post-it notes in my Jeep. I'm sharing a bathroom. I've already written on the mirror, You are loved. You are worth it.
Yes.
You are amazing. I've got all my affirmations everywhere I go every single morning. And that's how I start off my day. And I'm telling you what, when I didn't do that, my day did not start off right. I was in a negative mindset, a negative attitude. I didn't want to go to work. The minute I started putting affirmations around with self-reassurance around where I do every single morning is when I started to succeed. When I started to love myself and started to see my worth.
I don't think people realize the power of words. You know what I mean? Like that's the whole point of affirmations is the power of words. You know, we push those words out into the universe, man. If we live a normal life, right? A normal life with just BS. Think about all the stuff that we say throughout the day. Like if we didn't focus on the positivity, if you didn't have those post-it notes, what kind of stuff would you say? You know what I mean? Like just living a regular life and you trip and bust your toe. It's like, fuck, my life sucks. Or something else happens and something else happens and something else happens. And you're just pissed off all day. You're building, you're manifesting negativity, just like you're, you know, just like you're manifesting positivity. So if you have post-it notes all over the house and you say, man, Drew, you are loved. Man, you have you're a great looking person. Man, I just whatever, right? Like I'm just an amazing guy and I have great friends and I'm going places.
Remember, your beard looks better trimmed.
Right? Like you say all that stuff throughout the day, then you're putting positive words out into the universe all day long. And the only thing
the universe listens.
The universe is listening.
Yeah.
So that's what's coming.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
That's the thing is the universe
listening. That's what that is. That's what that is. Affirmations are putting positive words out into the world, not only for you to believe it, but so it could come back to you in that way. Because if you get, just like if you say, my life sucks, and you wonder why your life sucks, because you've been saying that. And that's what you're manifesting. Your life sucks.
And if you keep a positive, a successful mentality, a successful point of view on life, you're gonna be positive, you're gonna be successful, you're gonna be motivated. And it's up to us. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to Sugar Rose with me. It's not up to Sean with me. It's not to anybody else with me. It's up to me. And that's what people need to realize. It starts with us. It starts with us. And it's nobody else. It's nobody else's fault we're in the position that we're in. It's nobody else's fault we're in the mentality that we're in. It's our own fault. We are the ones at the end of the day that control our lives and control the mindset that we're in. Right. And if you can accept that and move on from that negativity and introduce positivity into your life, that's when your mindset is going to change.
And that's very true. You know, honestly, like I've had days where we all have where we're just like, shit, things just, I spilled my coffee on me and my car won't start. And now I'm late for work and today's just going to be crap, right? It's just going to suck, you know, but if that's like we said before, if you think like that, your day's going to suck. And when you were talking about manifesting your words, manifesting what you put out in the universe is what you're going to get back. It is so true. Because if you look at yourself and like you said, you live in a dull, right? You live in an area where you're like, screw my life. Nothing's going right. I'm going to be miserable and single forever. Everyone's going to hate me. I'm going to have no friends. I'm a big loser. You're going to keep saying that and you're going to keep saying it. And that's exactly what you're going to become. But if you sit there and you say, you know what, exactly. And if you sit there and you say, no, you know what, I'm worth it. You know, you may not think I'm worth it right now. And there may only be one other person in this world that thinks I'm worth it at this moment, but that person matters and I'm worth it. And little by little, you're going to start building yourself up and you're going to start climbing that ladder out of that dark place into the light. And the more and more you push and force yourself to say, you know what, I'm going to make it. I'm worth it. I'm enough. Those words are going to start being louder and louder in your head, and you're going to be able to start manifesting the positivity for you.
See, and here's where I was actually in Hong Kong, and this sitting down at the bar, and this guy was talking to me, and amazing. I swear to God, this guy was Confucius, but he said there's three shades in your life. There's three shades in your life. There's the darkness. There's that thin gray line, that medium, and then there's the light. It is up to us whether we go into the darkness or we take ourselves into the light.
Absolutely.
We live our lives in that gray area because we doubt ourselves. We don't love ourselves. And it's the minute that we can accept who we are and accept that and love ourselves is the minute we come out of that gray line, that thin gray line, and we come into the light. And from there, it only gets brighter. From there, you work your way up. And it's up to
I freaking love that. That's awesome. It's a great way to
you were talking to somehow earlier, and I like to say, I can't remember exactly how you said it, but I always say that we can't control the like life is like a poker game, and we can't control the hand that we're dealt. We can't control the cards, but we can control how we play that game, right? We can control how we play. And if we decide we want to fold on every hand, then that's up to you.
Right.
Or are we going to take chances and go for the big win? Like sometimes you just have to take a chance. Sometimes you have to step out of that comfort zone and say, you know what? Usually I don't bet, but I'm going to put it on that I'm going to win today. Right? I'm going to bet on myself.
Right?
Look at some of the best poker
players. Is it bad that I want to go?
Have won on a pair of, the best poker players have won on a pair of nines.
Exactly. Because they took a chance.
They took the risk and they won on that pair of nines. They could be a pair of twos and you don't know what your card's up against.
You never know.
Take that chance. Unless you put yourself forward and put your next step and your best foot forward, you'll never know what you were able to accomplish.
They will never know unless you play. Play the game, man.
Life
Play the
is
game.
like a box of chocolates. You never,
know what you're going to get.
Look at Sugar Rose.
But all chocolate is good in some form.
Look at Sugar Rose taking that bet on going to Nashville.
Yeah. Or just like you guys coming to South Carolina. I'm sure there was a moment that you were like, I don't know.
Sugar Rose didn't know where it would have taken her.
Yeah.
Look at her now and me. Look at I didn't know where my pair of twos would have taken me, but I took that chance and I made that bet and I'm running with it.
Look, I got invited. So look, long story short, when I told you guys the very first podcast when we were talking about our story, I ended it at basically I told my story on live Facebook, and that's where everything took off. Well, my very first speaking event I was ever asked to do was in Washington, D.C. Okay. And this was in 2018. And it was like, I don't know, a crowd of 700. And I never spoke publicly, bro. Never. And I was so nervous and so panicked. And I swear, almost like the closer the day came, the more I almost convinced myself I was not going. I was thinking of every excuse in the book not to go. I was like, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. I was feeling so sick. I could still tell you today, I had Rocky Boy with me and I was standing in line. They had like, calling them out. And then I was next to come up on stage, and it was like, coming all the way from South Carolina, Sean the veteran guy and da 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 da. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Like I was so scared. But I faced it and I did it. And if I would have never done that one speaking event, bro, there's no way I'd be where I am right now. No way, because I would have given up. But I didn't. And even now, when I go to the schools, when I go in front of kids, or if I go in front of a big auditorium, like I'm nervous, but I just do it. And if it's a bomb, it's a bomb. But you know what? I try every time.
And it's like you drop the bomb on me.
I
want you to speak in South Carolina. You're like, I want you to speak in South Carolina. It was like, I don't know, but I'm going to do it. But I will tell you this.
Go for it.
I spoke. I'm ready. Like I am waiting for the next one. Like I'm looking forward to and building towards the next one, because that was my release. That was my step on coming out of my shell and loving it.
And I'll be honest with you guys, man. I wanted to give you guys your shot. I wanted to be the guy to give you a shot. Not only are you my friends, but I'm the kind of guy where I like to go for those that are I go for people that I believe in. And if I believe in you and I believe that you have a mission and I believe that you're a good person, then I'm going to give you a shot. Yeah, I could have easily went for the big names and stuff like that, but that's not what it's about, man. It's about the people that are serious about their mission, the ones that are passionate about what they're doing. And that's the ones that I pick. And I really felt that way at the time with you guys. And I still do. And I feel like that we have a mission, and I'm looking for genuine people. And that's just, Hinderless 22.
Absolutely.
We're there for a 22 event. And this guy
Yes.
is not getting the recognition that he deserves. But this guy is
No.
out here, I'm not going to tell his story. He lost his brother to suicide. And,
Yeah.
look him up, Hinderless 22. This guy is doing great work,
Yeah.
and he's firsthand seen what we're trying to prevent.
And if
Yes.
it wasn't for you,
You know,
I would have
and-
never connected with Hinderless for 22. Like, that man and I have been in each other's lives, but if it wasn't for you, Sean, him and I would have never had the opportunity to connect and get to know each other outside of the app.
That's right.
And him and I were talking, and he's an amazing man, and his
Amazing
mission,
man.
his cause is absolutely phenomenal. But like you said, he came to this event, did not really talk about what he was doing, did not promote himself. He promoted you guys, and he talked about his story, and that is what it's about. It is one, like, all right, I'm going to let Rose say her phrase, because I am actually still wearing my wristbands.
I still got those at the house. I got a bunch of them, actually.
One family, one mission, one fight.
And that's true. I heard you say it earlier night on your live. I mean, that's just true, Sugar Rose. I mean, that's something that,
Yes.
that's something that we're all trying to go towards. Like, I have no problem with working with people. I have been the guy, and it's amazing. And I'm not bragging on myself or saying like I'm some kind of, what I'm saying is I've been doing this a long, 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 long time. And I remember when nobody was doing it. Okay. Like, straight up. I remember nobody was doing it on Facebook. TikTok wasn't around yet. It was all that Musically stuff. And it's just, I've been doing this for so long, and it's just good to see so many people finally coming out and raising awareness and talking about the 22 and talking about mental health. And I focus on recovery. I focus on addiction. I focus on suicide. I don't have just one niche. Like, veterans are my brothers and sisters, but you know what? We have people killing themselves every day that are not veterans. We got law enforcement, we got EMS, we got doctors and lawyers, and just people out here, normal people that are taking their lives. And it just needs to
postal workers, all kinds of people.
Right. And it needs to stop. And people like us. This mission right now, this voice, this what we're doing. Just like I said when I was talking on stage the other night, just knowing right now that people are showing up, that shows people that they're not alone. Us doing this podcast shows people that they're not alone. If you have somebody that's watching this and they're going, I'm alone, there's no way you're alone. You don't realize right now that you got 3 people up here saying that we've been there, done that, and we are with you. All you have to do is pick up and text one of us.
Yes. And that's what One Family, One Mission, One Fight is all about. Is one family, we're in this together, and one mission together, and one fight. War isn't fought alone. It wasn't fought alone on the battlefield, and it's going to be fought alone now. Even if you're not a veteran, even if you're not a first responder or a policeman, or you're just someone that's dealt with trauma or struggles, or you're dealing with the PTS war of some sort. War isn't fought alone. And that's why we're here. And that's why we're talking to you, and every week, twice a week, coming to you to say, hey, we're here and we're listening, and we love you, and we are going to and help you find the tools to help restart your own life, to transform your mindset, to rewire your soul. I mean, that is exactly why we're here. And I will say too, going back to the topic where you guys are talking about, like, Drew, when you got on stage, you were nervous, you were scared, you didn't want to do it, you wanted to back out at the last minute, but you didn't. You went forward and you reached for the stars and you grabbed one, right? You did something that was scary, but if you wouldn't have done it, you never know where things would go. And you have a mission and a purpose. And so you got up there and you reached for those stars, and you did amazing and touched so many incredible people with your story. And I'm the same way. I am terrified to get on stage. Okay, this doesn't sound crazy. I still judge myself when it comes to my singing. I know I'm not like the next, America's, Idol or whatever. And I love to sing, and I've been trying to put myself out there for a long time, but I'm scared. I'm scared of being judged, because I go back to when I was 14, when I lost that talent show, and I was told I just am not good enough. And so sometimes I hear that little voice in my head that says, you're not good enough. People are not going to like your voice. They're not going to like your singing. And it stops me sometimes, and I won't let it anymore. I sit there and I fight, and I say, I'm going to push forward, and I'm going to do this, even if I'm scared, even if I'm going to get rejected, even if only one is going to like it. I'm going to do it because this is my purpose. It's part of my mission. It's part of my voice. And so I'm incredibly proud for you for getting on stage and doing that. And Sean, you too. The first time you went to Washington and spoke, and you probably puke and run away and all that stuff, but you still got up there and did that.
Absolutely.
And you changed lives, and you created this huge movement for VLF, and look at you now. You're up here with a podcast. You're up here doing incredible things. You've got, the 22K, your 4th annual 22K this year. And next year it's going to be even more incredible. And you're doing amazing things because you took that chance and you stood up and you said, listen, I'm here for you, and I got you, and I've been through what you've gone through, and now we're going to go together. That's just my piece.
And the next time you sing Hurt, I'm going to record it so I can do a mashup between you and Johnny.
Well, I have her CD.
I'm going to say that would be the ultimate mashup between you and Johnny Cash singing Hurt, because you literally had me in tears with the emotion in your voice. So I'm going to say it's Johnny Cash Hurt is one of my favorite songs of all time. And to hear you sing that really, really hit my heart.
Besides the compliments
very
and
much.
stuff, I just want to get this last little bit in. Have you ever seen somebody, maybe even in your own life, or maybe somebody that's listening right now, and you feel like you're doing everything right. You're doing everything right, but yet you kind of plateau, right? You get to a certain level in your life, and you're like right here, right? And you're just like, you just can't get to the next level. You can't figure out how to get to the next level. Why? I'm doing everything right. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. But you know what the problem is? You've probably didn't do some of the things you were scared to do. There's probably some things that you were scared to do that you didn't do, and not realizing that if you would have done those things that you were scared to do, that's what would have got you right here. And that's the only way that you're actually going to climb the ladder of success, is that you have to do things that you don't really want to do. Or sometimes you have to step out of that comfort zone. You got to climb that ladder. And the only way you're going to do that is by sometimes stepping out, doing something that's uncomfortable, and learn to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, you just got to do it. If you're scared, I always say, if you're scared, that's the time to do it. If you're feeling scared, that's the time to do it.
See,
and that's what's going to make you grow.
And I was scared. I was scared on Friday. I was scared, or Thursday, or Friday. I was scared shitless. Yeah. But I believed in myself, and I knew I could do it.
And Drew, you were right here, bro. You were right here. But that night that you spoke, that put you right there.
And what it came down to is believing in yourself. I believed in myself. I knew I could do it, even though I closed up a couple times, and I know I did. I knew I could do it. And it's pushing yourself, and it's believing. It's not other people believe, because you could have 10,000 people in a crowd that believe in you.
That's right.
But you're not going to do it unless you believe in yourself and you love yourself. And that's where the whole point of this comes in tonight, is being kind to yourself. Believing in yourself is being kind to yourself. You've got to believe you're capable more. You're capable of more than what you think you are.
And I'll say this really quick.
Absolutely.
You might fail. You may not be the best speaker in the world, and that's okay. You may not be the best singer in the world, and that's okay. Right? It's okay. You may not be the next Tony Robbins. You may not be the Mariah Carey, but you know what? You are you. You're Sugar Rose, and you're Drew, and I'm Sean. And guess what? We do it the way we do it. And where it comes from, and what comes from that is whatever fate is, whatever we decide we want it to be. And you don't have to, per se, be the best of the best. You just do your best, and don't give up, and don't quit. And as long as you have the passion, then you're going to be just fine. I really, truly believe that as long as whatever you're doing, you truly are doing it for the right reasons. You can't do it for clout. You can't do it for money. You can't do it to be famous. Okay. Right. Especially when it comes to personal development. If you're out here helping people and you're doing it, and you're really, really doing this because
Yeah.
you want to be Mr. Popular, then you're in it for the wrong reasons, and you're never going to grow. Never. Because you're going to be that person
Yeah.
that's always constantly
Yeah.
in a battle with people. You're never going to grow. It's always going to be up and down because listen, I've been genuine for 4 years. I've always put myself back. I've never put myself in a position until this past year really doing business and looking at life differently. But, you earn that position, you earn your time, and I've put my time in, and just like you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And so the point I'm getting at is just do it for the right reasons, whatever it is you're doing, and you'll grow and you'll get to the level that you need to get to.
So we are in our last 5 minutes. Are we going to do a Q&A tonight?
I was getting ready to head to that. I was going my way. I was going to see.
I know we all get talking, so I remembered it. So I just figured out.
Bro, I'm on it. I'm on it always. So yeah, we have about 5 minutes left. And so really, it's been an incredible conversation. We've talked about so much stuff. We talked about being kind. We talked about positive thoughts. We talked about just great stuff. I don't know, man. I was thinking that maybe you guys can just give us an example of something you do every day that helps you be positive. So maybe 2 things. So let's 2 things from you and 2 things from you. What are 2 things that you could tell somebody if they're struck? Like, let's give an example. Somebody just doesn't do affirmations. Somebody that doesn't really believe in the whole, how do I be positive? How does that work? What would you say to somebody? What are 2 things you would tell to somebody to say, hey, if you do this, you could, these are 2 things you can do to bring positivity to yourself every day. Whoever wants to go first. Yep.
I would say, if you don't do affirmations, it's okay. You have to learn to start somewhere. So this is one thing I've told people in the past is that find something about yourself that you may have loved at one point in time, or something about yourself that you enjoy doing and it puts a smile on your face. Think about the things and you look in the mirror and you remind yourself, you know what? I love baseball. This person's my favorite, whatever. Or, gosh, I love cooking lasagna. And little by little, instead of looking in the mirror and going, oh, it's another shitty day, things are going to suck, look in the mirror and be like, you know what? I love cooking lasagna. I love this, or I like how my hair looks today. Whatever it might be, it doesn't have to be I'm loved, I'm positive, I'm this, I'm that. If you're not to that level yet, it's okay. It takes baby steps and it takes time to grow and get there. But just start with the little things. Start with those little positivities first. And little by little, you'll realize without even knowing it, you'll start giving yourself affirmations and you'll start being just a little bit more positive than you were before.
Every little step will get you to that next level. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. I love that shirt. I absolutely love that.
And so that's one way that I tell people.
So for me, it's starting my day off with something positive and accomplishment. And for me, and I know we've talked about this before, but for me, it's making my bed. That's one of the first things I do every single morning. I get out of bed, I take my shower, and then I go and I make my bed. I clean up my room, go down, make breakfast, clean up the kitchen. For me, it's other than the affirmations that with the hundreds of Post-its that I have and the messages on the mirror, that's the way for me to get in that right mindset. Because if I accomplish something, I love myself for it because I've already accomplished something in that day and I'm only in the first hour of my day. And that drives me into a positive aspect for the rest of the day to be able to accomplish more. And for me, out of affirmations, it's the accomplishments that I make from a day-to-day basis that make me feel good.
Yes.
I love it, man. Those are both awesome tools. One thing I just want to add really quick is another thing that you guys can do that makes yourself feel good, or, do something nice for somebody every day. That's something I like to do. I like to go out, and when I'm at a store, if I see like an old woman needs help or a man needs help, or like an old woman, excuse me, sir, can you grab that? Like, just do something nice for somebody every day. And I think by doing that, that's bringing positivity, bring it to your life, just doing something positive every day. It doesn't matter what it is. Wake up, make your bed, all that stuff, and then just do something nice every day. So that's what I would put out there. Wow,
Even
we
just
did it.
smile at somebody. Even if
Smile
you
at
just
somebody.
smile at somebody.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what was it? Our second podcast. It's the little things in life.
Little
Of you
things,
go to
man.
7-Eleven, hold the door open for somebody, put a smile on your face, look them in the eyes, and
Yes.
tell them you have a good day.
Absolutely, bro.
Yes.
Hold a door
Yeah.
for somebody and say, hey, have a
A
blessed day.
smile goes a million miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now that you're in the South there, Drew, you're probably going to see a little bit more
I trust
Southern
me,
hospitality, bro.
I've gotten a couple hugs already for holding the door open for somebody.
It's pretty wild. So anyways, thank you guys so much for another episode. We really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys are tuning in this Friday. We have an amazing guest coming on, somebody that most of you guys probably know. His name is David Allen Stone.
Yes!
So the guy started off on TikTok, man. I think all of us connected with him at some time. I think Sugar Rose, you haven't met him yet personally, but you will. I know me and Drew have had a long relationship with this guy. When he first came out, he was in the military. He was a great guy. He's like, hey, bro, play my music. I played his music, and hey, he was just starting out. Now he's getting contracts in Nashville. So he's growing. He's growing. So we're going to have him on this Friday. So make sure you guys tune in for that. That's it, man. There's no more events right now. Just stay tuned. We got a bunch of great stuff coming up, and that's it. So I think that's it. See you guys this Friday, and don't just be good to yourself, stay positive, love yourself, and your diagnosis does not define you. We'll see you next week.
And remember your affirmations.
Yes, yup.
Love y'all.
Out.
Bye, guys.